And now for our feature presentation.
Ten toes down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. Ten toes down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. Anything I do for the gang. Took those L's and I took that blame. All money in, we ain't copping no chain. Feel like Ice Cube, cause a dead good day. Don't need 3 whips, don't need no race. I'ma keep it simple in the Chevy I skate. Thank the Lord every time I wait. Lace my shoes and I get to that cake. Heads up, I'm coming. This is all we ever wanted. Go and stack it by the hundreds. This is all we ever wanted. 10 toes down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. 10 toes down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. Pedal to the floor, to the engine. Head up in the clouds when I levitate. We don't spit game, we just educate. 10-10-80, had a paper straight. Couldn't get it back then, so I had to wait. Now the money come to me, so I don't have to chase. I don't gotta flash nothing, I don't gotta fake, darling. We not practicing, we falling. And heads up, I'm coming. This is all we ever wanted. Go and stack it by the hundreds. Heads up, I'm coming. This is all we ever wanted. Go and stack it by the hundreds. This is all we ever wanted. I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. 10 toes down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang.
Welcome to Prince Sports. Today we got these topics to talk about. Let's get into it. So the Knicks decided to hire Mr. Potato Head. They couldn't get Larry Brown, so they go for Mike Brown. Now, seriously, Mike Brown is a defensive-minded type of coach. I don't know if he could get some of these players to buy into that system. Then you got the Los Angeles Lakers. They signed DeAndre Ayton. Okay, they got the big that they wanted to, so we're going to break that down and see how that fits. Does this help the Lakers' title chances? Then there's Dame Dollar. He has a chance to change his legacy around. This is a guy that was considered a top 75 player of all time. He needs a championship to solidify some of that. And what a better place than to pick your own team. Let's get into it. Now, I said my top 5 places Dame should go, but I'm curious to know what teams you think he should be going to. What's your opinion? Yo, what up? What's up, y'all? All right, let's get into it. Woo! Nice sunny day today. I hope everybody had a nice, happy 4th of July. So, okay. It's July 5th. I'm eating my coffee ice cream. I told you, drink the coffee and make you feel better. Always got something coffee related. Also today, I'm going to watch 28 Days Later in the theaters. I am officially a Regal member. I have a subscription to Regal, so I could watch unlimited amount of movies per month. All I pay is $26 a month, and I could watch all the movies I want. So I'm watching. Well, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. I mean, not Spider-Man. Superman, all of that good stuff. So, all right. So, a lot of stuff happened in the NBA, man. We're gonna go do a lot of topics, right? My Knicks, they decided to hire Mr. Potato Head, right? They decided to hire Mike Brown. Now, he's a solid defensive coach. He's a defensive-minded coach. He doesn't run good offensive schemes, but he's a lesser strict version of Tom Tibbs. You replace one defensive coach with another defensive-minded coach. So if Karl Anthony Towns don't get along with Mike Brown, right? Because Mike Brown is a coach that's going to preach defense, and rumor has it Karl Anthony Towns don't like playing defense too much. His teammates say that he takes spurts off on defense. He doesn't give a lot of effort to defense. What makes you think that Mike Brown is going to stay with the Knicks? Because when the Knicks start losing some games, he's going to be on the shopping block. He's going to be a guy that you're not going to want on your team. Right? So, yeah. I think the Knicks, they're setting themselves up for either failure or success by default. Now, since the East is looking super weak, all the top teams are hurt, the Knicks got a free pass to go to the conference finals. They're the only team that you could absolutely trust. And Knicks, we trust. Milwaukee's going to be ass. But we'll get into that on my last topic. The Boston Celtics, they're going to take a year off. So that means the Knicks could get to the conference finals with ease. The only thing the Knicks have to worry about is a surprise team like Orlando, Detroit, a team like that. They got to worry about some team coming out of nowhere being good, right? But if everything goes according to plan, the Knicks are the only fully healthy team. They got a full roster that know how to play together. Miami sucks. They're in rebuilding mode. The Eastern Conference is in trouble, man. There's nothing really glorifying and hot about the Eastern Conference right now, man. They're kind of in trouble. And the minute I go on live, dogs are barking. I don't know if you hear it, but it's kind of distracting me a little bit from trying to touch on some of my talking points. I can't get no peace in here. This is why I want to move so bad. Look, now dogs are barking out. Now another dog is barking. It's like they do this on setup. Like they know that I'm going on live. They're going to do something. I can't even record in peace. Always noise. If it wasn't noise last night from 4th of July, I couldn't barely sleep. Now I have to deal with this. There's always some issues, man. Always some issues. But yeah. So with that being said, man, yeah, the Knicks has a free pass to go to the finals. That's going to make Mike Brown look good. Now, rumor has it, I'm going to touch this on another topic because this goes to the last topic with the Milwaukee Bucks. But according to reports, they say Giannis Antetokounmpo is not happy with the Milwaukee Bucks cutting Dame Dollar. Now, if that's true, let me just make sure okay, good. I'm trying to make sure my mic is turned up. Now, if that's true, if the Milwaukee Bucks make this move without approval from Giannis, then this goes back to my Knicks situation, right? This means that the Knicks could have at least a chance to try to get Giannis, right? Now, they're going to need to make a big splash this offseason to really let people know that, hey, this is the team that you could have as a favorites to go to the NBA Finals. But the Knicks is still stuck between a rock and a hard place because they can't win with that roster. They definitely can't win a championship with that roster, right? So whoever come out the West is going to beat the New York Knicks in the best-of-7 series. That's what's most likely going to happen. Now, the other topic is none other than DeAndre Ayton going to the Lakers. Now, that's a free agent guy who averaged double digits. He could still rebound. The Lakers need a big guy like that. They need a center, so they went out and got one, right? They also need some defense. I'm also hearing that the Miami Heat want to trade Andrew Wiggins to the Lakers for Connect and Rudy Hachimura, right? So if the Lakers give Connect and Rudy Hachimura to the Miami Heat, they can have Andrew Wiggins. I don't know if Andrew Wiggins is such a needle mover for the Lakers, right? But you cannot say the Lakers aren't in the hunt to be another top 3 team in the Western Conference again. That is assuming that these rumors of LeBron James and the team building without LeBron James, which is true because LeBron James is not the future. Luka Don is the future. And this new owner of the Lakers, he don't play games. He likes stacking the deck. You've seen what he did with the Dodgers. Now the Dodgers are favorites to win the World Series again. They beat my Mets. They got past my Mets with that damn super team that they got, so to speak. They got one of the greatest baseball players of all time on a damn team. But let me start ranting on that one. But the Lakers definitely are in position to try to win a championship again. So LeBron's best chance of winning a 5th championship is still to stay on the Lakers. Now look, what is this, man? See, can't get no peace and quiet. Always noise. Always noise. Always noise. But there's no other team that LeBron really could go to. The guy's he signed He signed in for a $50 million contract. Nobody wants to take a 40-year-old guy that's making $50 million a year on the NBA's salary cap situation. You're going to deplete your whole team for LeBron James, who's 40 years old? You're going to have to be in win now mode to win the championship. LeBron James is not going anywhere, y'all. He is stuck on the Los Angeles Lakers, for better or worse. You know, and I usually say it's for worse because I don't see him winning another championship for the Lakers. I think he's going to stay stuck at that. Then you got the nerve of Rich Paul to say that LeBron James is still in hunt for a championship. Oh, if LeBron was still in hunt for a championship, like you say he is, then he wouldn't be making those comments like he said, right? Of course he's in hunt for a championship, but he know he can't win another championship. So his best bet is just to play games and move the narrative and say, hey, you know what? Winning championships ain't a point, you know. But of course he wants to win a championship because if he did had one, that'd be the first thing he'd be saying, hey, I got another championship. So we'll see where that goes and where that leads to because, yeah, man, it's one of those situations. Woo, he got the New York Mets sign. Yes. Bro, I'm a diehard Mets fan too, man. Queens, New York, baby. QB, Queensbridge is what we stand for, you know? But, yeah, the Lakers aren't going anywhere. They're not winning a championship. DeAndre Ayton, he helps Luka out a little bit, but I think they still need some more defense. Luka's in a better prime of his career in terms of shape. If you look at his physique, he looked like he got better, right? He lost weight. That's what people are telling me. And they're congratulating Luka for losing weight. But question is, if Luka loses weight, he can't play bully ball no more. That means maybe his game will change a little bit, right? He may not be as dominant on the offensive end by losing weight. Some guys need to keep a certain weight size to play the way that they are. You know, Luka not playing defense, getting skinny is not going to help that. He just isn't a good defensive player. Losing weight, being fat is not going to help that. If anything, why won't you just keep your pounds on you so you could continue to play bully ball? Because you're not a fast guy to begin with anyway. Luka is not a guy that's built on speed. He's built on power. He plays bully ball. He's like the modern day version of Carmelo Anthony. That's basically what he is. You know, all scoring and no defense. He is Carmelo Anthony of today. A lot of people say, oh, no, he's not. Yes, he is. He's a one-dimensional player, predominantly that's focused on scoring. Who was that? Carmelo Anthony. You know, now you could make a case who you thought was the better scorer. I mean, that's either here or there, you know, but they're both legit scorers. So, yeah, I mean, that's what that situation comes down to. And, yeah, the Lakers ain't winning no championship. So, also, that brings me to another topic. You got guys like Chris Paul. I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know if he's actually re-signed with another team yet. But Milwaukee Bucks is definitely in trouble. Yes. Durant is on the Rockets. Yes. The Rockets are basically the Rockets and the Denver Nuggets. Let me get to this first. Before I get to the Dame Dollar situation that was on the timeline, let's take a pause and take a break and talk about some of these free agency moves. I think the Houston Rockets and the Denver Nuggets won the NBA free agency. The Denver Nuggets got Bruce Brown back. They got Tim Hardaway Jr., right? They traded Michael Porter Jr. for a guy that plays both ends of the floor. Denver Nuggets got better. And they got arguably the best player in the world, right, with the Joker. You know, some people still say the Joker is better than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Just because you win the championship don't automatically make you the best player in basketball all the time. We should know this. When LeBron was losing every year, y'all was still saying he's the best player in the world, right? So Kobe lost some seasons. Y'all still say he was the best player in the world. You being the best player in the world doesn't always
negotiate to winning because it's a team accomplishment at the end of the day too, right? But you do take a bulk of the blame because you're the superstar player. But you could be the best player in the world and not win a championship. That is true. You know, it happens many times. So for those of you that still think the Joker is the best player in basketball, he was one game away to go into the NBA Finals, to beating Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now the team got better. So OKC better watch out. OKC better watch out. They got pushed to the limit by a team that was already injured with a Michael Porter Jr. and a handicapped team, because the Denver Nuggets have no business pushing OKC to 7 games. No business. No business at all. You know, if you could make a case, I mean, Indiana Pacers was slept on all year long, but a lot of people should going to continue to say Indiana Pacers was the most slept on team throughout the whole NBA, and they shouldn't have even went 7 games with OKC. But that's neither here or there, because I think the Indiana Pacers earn their respect. They're a one-trick pony because they ain't going back to the finals no more. With Miles Turner going to the Ops. Wow. He literally went to a team that he beat twice, and he was talking shit to. I mean, a lot of guys in that locker room don't like Miles Turner. Now they have to pretend to like the guy after he was giving them a lot of shit. Oh, that's going to be very fascinating. You know, very fascinating. You know, because I'm pretty sure Giannis Antetokounmpo don't like the idea of Miles Turner on his team. You know, pretty sure he don't like that idea. But the Houston Rockets also got better. They got Finley Smith from the Lakers. They got a veteran presence. Let them pick up Chris Paul or something like that for a veteran point guard to come off the bench. The Houston Rockets are looking good. I mean, they're looking like title contenders. You add Kevin Durant in there, all you have to do is stay healthy. With that roster that didn't really lose much, they still got a lot of good pieces on that Houston team that was the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. You add KD, they may mess around and get the 1st seed, right? So the Houston Rockets are definitely going to be a team to contend with. They won the NBA free agency, you know, along with the Denver Nuggets. You know, people are saying that the Joker called out the Denver Nuggets and said, I don't think this team is good enough to win the championship with, you know. So, yeah. Luke is he's a better passer than Melo. But I mean, CJ, it's not much of a difference between those two guys, really, to be honest with you, because they both, at the end of the day, are just scorers, you know, despite the fact that if they could do something. Melo's a better rebounder. So we could just go across the board. Like, Melo's a better rebounder. He got better handles. He got a better post-up game. He got a better mid-range game. He's technically a better scorer, to be honest with you, because that, man, Carmelo's Anthony's game of scoring is a beautiful game to watch. You know, Melo's definitely a better rebounder. He's a underrated rebounder. If you ask me, he was always been an underrated rebounder, even in his prime. The only flaw he got really was playing defense. Same flaw Luka got. So Luka's what is Luka better at then? Luka's just basically better at passing. Everything else he's either even in, or Melo may be better. You know, no. Carmelo Anthony ain't better than Dirk Nowitzki. No, come on now. No. But he's definitely arguably better than Luka. Luka's a lot of Luka is overrated. I mean, it just is what it is. You know. Nah, picking Dirk over Carmelo Anthony. Dirk got that ring. Dirk was an MVP. Dirk led his team to the finals twice. Melo didn't even do that. I mean, Dirk did a lot of heavy lifting, way more than Carmelo Anthony. You know, so yeah, Carmelo Anthony was pretty much a stat pattern for a lot of seasons of his career. But if you compare him to Luka, Luka's also a guy that fills up the stat sheet. They're not that different. I don't know why people want to disrespect Carmelo Anthony like Carmelo Anthony ain't got game on the offensive end. If he was still playing, he'd be cooking Luka sometimes too. You think Luka could guard Carmelo Anthony? Same could be said about Carmelo Anthony because he don't play defense neither. You know, but they're the same basketball player. Luka Doncic and Carmelo Anthony are damn near the same basketball player. You just split generations. They both shoot the three ball. They both score points and don't play defense. They're essentially the same style of basketball player. And they're both damn near the same size. I think Melo's 6'8", Luka's 6'7" or 6'8", somewhere between there. They're damn near the same height. They're almost the same type of basketball player. No. And Dirk also has an MVP. And Dirk was like clear cut the best player in basketball for a year or two. You know, he had some seasons where he was like a legit top 5 player. You know, but anyway, Luka is Carmelo Anthony. No, they both got one thing over that they do over each other. Melo's a better rebounder than Luka Doncic. Luka's a better passer. So they both cancel each other out on that. One thing better. Now, if you think Luka's a better offensive player, I may beg to differ. I may say Carmelo Anthony's a little bit better because I think Carmelo Anthony's skill set is just a little bit better. You can't tell me Luka got better handles than Carmelo Anthony. He ain't got a better fadeaway than Carmelo Anthony. He ain't got a better post-up game than Carmelo Anthony. Is he better at attacking the basket than Carmelo Anthony? Yes. But offensively, Carmelo Anthony could do more things offensively than Luka. They both could shoot the three ball. Carmelo Anthony's a better mid-range shooter than Luka. And better post-up play. He's just not a better attacker of the basket. You know, Melo was never like that type of guy that yap it on you. Neither is Luka, but Luka could get to the basket at a little more easier than Carmelo Anthony, if you ask me. But then again, today's rules allow you to do that. Yeah, he do. Yeah, of course. He plays on the Lakers with LeBron, and they both ball hogs. They both hog the ball up. You know. So, yeah. And then this comes down to my final topic. Dame Dollar. He has a chance to make history and probably win a championship. This is a guy that you have in your top 75 that was honored as a top 75 basketball player in the world. All right. Can't you believe Dame Dollar is considered a top 75 greatest basketball player of all time? And now he has a chance to get a championship. Even if he comes back and he's not the same anymore, he can still go to a team and win a quick championship. Now it just comes down to, do you want a cheap, fast championship that nobody's going to respect? Or do you want a championship that you can earn as a legit second option and get that championship? You know? So, nah, I don't care about their stat line. I mean, Melo's a better rebounder than Luka. And he may be a tad bit better defensively. And that's not saying much, but he may be a tad bit better defensively. That's essentially the same thing, CJ. Don't let stats always fool you. You know, there's a reason why some players get more rebounds now, just because the game is structured differently. You know, that don't mean nothing. Just because somebody averaged something more doesn't mean they're better at it. I mean, look at Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, I don't get him as a GOAT, but the man damn near got video game numbers. You know, but he was playing in a complete different system, right? So everything's got to be taken with moderation. But here's the funny part. Dame Dollar has a chance to go to whatever team he wants. I want to know what's y'all opinion of Dame Dollar. What's the perfect team for him to win the championship? Don't tell me a team he should go to collect empty stats. This man's been an all-star. He's been a franchise player. He's been considered one of the best clutch players in the game. He's been considered a top 75 player. It's time to win a championship. Name me a team that he could absolutely have a good chance to win a championship with, that you could bet your house on it, if he's fully healthy, of course, right? So I came down to with my list. I think the top two best teams is Minnesota and OKC if he just wants a cheap championship, right? Because keep in mind, he can sign with any team he wants. Any team. Because the Milwaukee Bucks is literally paying to have Dame Dollar not be on their team. Isn't that crazy? So, who you got? Donovan Mitchell right now is better than Dame. Dame took a step back, you know. But before Dame came on the Milwaukee Bucks, he was a tad bit better when he was on Portland. But if he wants a cheap championship, he could go to OKC and say, hey, you guys want to get back to the finals again? I can help you. And hey, if you put Dame Dollar on the OKC Thunder, oh my God. He won't have to do much to help them win a championship. It'd be the most cheapest, easiest championship in his career. Easiest. Dame Dollar's getting paid for 4 years off the books. He's getting bought out by the Milwaukee Bucks. This man don't have to go. This man could go to any team. It's like he's playing for free. His money's not even coming from the team that he's signing with necessarily. Right? He could sign with any team he wants. He could go to the Knicks. He could go to the Heat. Any team that's willing to take him, they could take him, and they don't have to lose anything for Dame Dollar. If they have to do anything, they could just cut their 15th player, a guy that comes off the bench that nobody knows, that just gets no playing time, and you could replace him with Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar's getting $20+ million from the Milwaukee Bucks to not play on the team. And this decision infuriates Giannis Antetokounmpo. You think Milwaukee Bucks is going to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo by signing Miles Turner? You think that's enough to move the needle? You think Giannis is going to be happy with that when they start losing games? No. Why would Dame go to the Clippers? The Clippers don't have a chance of winning no championship. The Clippers are the Clippers. They be clipping. I'm talking about a chance to actually win a championship. Dame going to the Clippers is just another guy on the Clippers, putting up empty stats. They ain't winning nothing. Half of the team won't even be there to play. You know, that's another team that should break up. Why the hell are they keeping that nucleus together? Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, they need to kill that experiment. But you're re-signing James Harden. James Harden re-signed with the Clippers. Now, Dame could go to any team he wants except for the Milwaukee Bucks because that's the team that cut him, right? So that's the NBA rules. He cannot re-sign with the team that cut him. But he could go to any other team in the NBA. And having a guy like Dame Dollar offensively, when you're not losing nothing, yeah, now you got something. He's better. Dame, this is the most important decision of your career. You have a chance now to win an NBA championship, to add that to your resume. You don't want to go down as a point guard that don't get a championship. You don't want to go down. You could go down as a Chris Paul, or you could go down with a Steph Curry and have some championships by your side, right? Even if he's not 100% Dame, he's only averaging 18 points a game coming off Achilles because he needs his speed to play basketball, right? Where could you go to win? People say, oh, go back to the Warriors. The Warriors don't have a good chance of winning the championship. They're too small. Adding Dame is not going to help the Warriors win the championship. You will have one hell of a starting lineup, but you won't know what to do with it. But you're going to make Steph Curry a shooting guard? So your starting lineup would be Dame, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, right? And Jimmy Butler is the 2 guard. He can't play the 3. I mean, technically he could, but you don't want Jimmy Butler being your 3. He's a little bit long in the tooth. You know? He's a bit long in the tooth. Jimmy Butler can't play the 3 at this age in his career. So where else but you could have a nucleus of Jimmy Butler, Dame Dollar, Steph Curry, Draymond Green. You could keep all them dudes and add Dame Dollar.
GPS signal lost.
Oh, what the fuck? This says GPS signal lost. I'm not going nowhere. Okay. Phones is acting up like crazy. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to definitely be crazy. And whenever Dame goes, he better make sure that it's a good option. You only get one chance at this because whatever team you go to, you're most likely stuck with. You know, let's see what's going to happen. Okay, hold on. Let me see something for a sec. Okay. So, yeah. Dame Dollar has a chance to put a ring on it, so to speak, and get a championship. To all you Dame Dollar fans out there, this is a chance for him to shut some people up. But I don't know what way you want him to go about doing it. Here's another team that I think he should go to, but I don't know how they're going to fit it in. Like, pause. Denver Nuggets. Dame Dollar on the Denver Nuggets is a good pickup. That's something Nikola Jokic would stay for. All right. Jamal Murray, Dame Dollar, with the Joker and that supporting cast, you got yourself a good amount of scores. You know, a good amount of scores. That means one of those guys got to go to the 2. They're going to be a little short at the 2 guard position. Can Dame be your 2 guard? Could Jamal Murray be a 2 guard? I think Jamal Murray's like 6'5", right? So if Jamal Murray's 6'5", he could definitely be a 2 guard. Jamal, I may be wrong. I may be a little off on that. Y'all could correct me on that one, but I think Jamal Murray's like 6'5", right? Is he? I know he may be taller than Dame Dollar, because Dame Dollar would have to be your point guard. And there's no sense of having Dame Dollar come off the bench if he goes to Denver. You have to start Dame Dollar. You have to start him. Got to start him. Then you can have guys like Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., you know. Ain't that a lineup? That's definitely a good lineup. So Denver Nuggets really cooked this offseason, so to speak, like the youngsters would say, you know. So they definitely cooked. Now hold on, let me see something. Okay, let's see Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. So hold on for a sec. Okay. Who did Michael Porter Jr. get traded for again? I can't remember. My God, hold on. I gotta find out who he was traded for again. He was traded for somebody on the Brooklyn Nets, right? Oh, yeah, Cam Johnson. Michael Porter Jr. was traded for Cam Johnson. That's a good pickup for Denver. Denver get a guy that could play defense and score on both ends, and he shoots the 3 ball. He's a good third option for the Denver Nuggets. Now, if you get Cam Johnson, Dame Dollar, and Jamal Murray, you're going to have a hard time picking who's the second and third option. Because we all know the first option is the Joker. Will Jamal Murray be the second option if Dame is on that team? Or Cam Johnson? Can Cam Johnson move to the number 2 spot and take Jamal Murray's spot? It's going to be really tricky, man. It's going to be really, really timely going on in here. So that's a real tricky situation. But yeah, I guess that about covers all the topics I wanted to talk about on these first few days of free agency. So yeah, stay tuned for more. We out. Peace. Oh, Chi-Town, just when I'm about to leave. What's good, brother? Yo, I'm about to go. Right now, I'm about to go and watch 28 Days Later. I just want to tell you this while you're here. I got a subscription to Regal. I can watch whatever movie I want, unlimited. So that means I'm going to watch Fantastic Four, Superman, all for a subscription price. All for a subscription price. Mike Brown's he's another Tim. He's another Tibbs. They're both defensive-minded coaches. You know, Mike Brown don't know how to run offense too well. You know, he did the same thing when he was on the Cavaliers with LeBron. So, the Knicks are still going to be a team that's heavily reliant on defense, and that's what he's going to be preaching is they play defense. I don't know if that helps Karl Anthony Towns. He may not like that, and he may have Mike Brown fired. So we see. They basically replaced Tibbs with a watered-down version of Tibbs that don't wear his players out. That's basically it. You know. Yeah, that's basically it. He's a good regular season coach. He don't know how to run offensive plays, though. He just pretty much gives the ball to the best player and say, go ahead and score. You know, he doesn't know how to make adjustments on offense. You know, everything's on offense with Mike Brown. He just sucks at offense. But he's a good defensive-minded coach that don't wear your players down. And he will give other players playing time. So he's basically another Tibbs that takes more risk. That's basically what he is. You know, they both think the same way. They both preach defense. So that's basically it for those two guys, you know. And Chi-Town, since I got you here, who you think is Dame Dollar's going to pick? What team Dame Dollar's going to pick? He has a chance now to go to anywhere he wants. He ain't hurting nobody's salary cap. The man is literally getting paid. The man is literally getting paid to go to a team for free. Milwaukee Bucks pay this man free money. $20 million for free. Guaranteed money. He goes back to Portland. Wow. Then he won't be winning no championship then. If his goal is to win the championship, going back to Portland won't help. Yeah, it's a downgrade. That's why I say he's a watered-down version of Tibbs. Tibbs is a tad bit better on defense than Mike Brown. He has a better defensive mind than Mike Brown. So Tibbs would be the gold edition, and Mike Brown would be the silver edition, you know, on defense-minded coaches. Oh, boy. Okay, we're going to leave it like that. Y'all see my little collection right here? It's getting a little better. It's getting kind of happy, you know. But I'm going to watch 28 Days Later, and so I got to be there by 4:50. Who are contenders next year? Yeah, the East is pretty much the same players, Cavs, you know. But yeah, the East is weak. You know, I guess the Knicks' only true challenge is the Cavaliers. I think the rest of those teams are going to be mediocre. Yeah, The West is going to, and that's the only scratching the surface, Chi-Town. Those 4 teams you pick in the Western Conference is only scratching the surface because a lot of other teams could emerge. You know, you still haven't, Minnesota lost something, but if they get Dame Dollar, Minnesota is going to be a problem too. You know, they lost one defensive piece, but they re-signed 2 of their players that were free agents. So they got some of their squad back. If you add Dame, they're going to be solid. That's what, you know what Dame does for Anthony Edwards? He gives Anthony Edwards space. You know, Anthony Edwards don't have to do all the scoring if Dame Dollar is there. That's a win for Dame Dollar. And that's a win for Anthony Edwards. But yo, my movie's about to start. Peace, y'all. I'm out.